Go, here we go, here we go. Here comes the keynote. Get your butt ready. CitizenCon 2953. Nancy. There's the man himself. Or a bunch of people. Before we see the man himself. There he is.
Well, hello, CitizenCon 2953.
Hi.
It's really, really good to be back in front of all you guys in person after 4 years being shut away, doing it online. It's so great to see so many of you, old faces, new faces. And you're going to have a great show over this weekend. I think you
Turn
guys
his
have already
mic
been
up.
around a little bit. I mean, there's some fun stuff here. There's the alleyway, seedy alleyways, the checkmate station behind you, where I think a lot of our community orgs have set up their camp. So definitely check that out. There's a dragonfly replica with the Pyro paint job on. Get pictures taken on. We have the Atmo Esports first in-person flight or fight tournament, which I think will be really cool. And most importantly, we have 150 computers that you guys can get down and sit and start to play and experience the beginnings of Pyro.
Oof.
And I'd like everyone to know that the people that aren't here in person, we're going to be able to give select access to the Pyro Playground next week. So we'll have more details on that if you go to our website,
Okay.
industries.com, to find out how that works.
Interesting.
This year is the most excited I've ever been at a CitizenCon. I think we're going to show some stuff that's going to blow your guys' minds. A lot of stuff we've been working on really hard, actually, for the last few years. Anyway, I can't wait to see what you guys think of it.
Well,
and there's a
then.
lot of stuff that's been iterated on by Squadron 42. You guys will have probably noticed that the tasks have dried up on the task tracker. And you're going to sort of see the results of that over these next 2 days. So hopefully you like it. And a lot of what you're going to see is going to be coming into Star Citizen over the next 12 months. Even a few little things will come into 322 at the end of this year. But definitely next year, a lot of what you'll be seeing will be coming in, and it's going to make a dramatically different
Okay, so 322
in Star Citizen.
coming at the end of this year.
I'm very, very excited.
That pretty much seals it. So 4.0 next year.
So to our opening presentation, I noticed there was a little concern occasionally in the community that they were afraid by the time Star Citizen finally becomes 1.0 releases, maybe our tech's going to be obsolete. But to paraphrase Mark Twain, or misquote Mark Twain, because I don't think he actually said this, the news of Star Citizen's obsolescence has been greatly exaggerated.
Well,
We're always going to be evolving and improving, taking advantage of new technology, even long after Star Citizen is out of alpha and we're at 1.0 and below and beyond. So
below.
Hang on.
Oh,
Gone backwards now. Oh, come back. There you go. Sorry. So we thought this CitizenCon would be a great place to share a lot of the tech we've been working on for the last couple of years. This presentation will be from our core technology group, which is what we formed our graphics on our online tech, audio tech, engine tech under, and they're responsible for building the tech and our engine that runs both Star Citizen and Squadron. And we're going to give you basically a session talking about some of the new stuff that's coming into the engine in the near future.
Interesting.
But before I do that, we're going to run a little video here to remind ourselves just everything we have in Star Citizen and our tech does, because I think sometimes people don't realize everything that we can do all together. So let's run that video.
Okay. So this is real for Star Citizen. Hope one of the things they add to Star Citizen are better haircuts. Just saying. Okay, that's fancy. Yeah. Which system are they going to show us? 64-bit large world coordinates engine, yeah. Yeah. You can circumnavigate planets in the air and on the ground. Seamless transition from space to ground, that is true. You can land pretty much, well, most places on the planet, providing it's flat enough. Microtech. See a spot, you land on it. Fully explorable planets without loading screens or boundaries. True. Mostly true. I mean, I guess so. Elevators don't count as loading screens. So I suppose that's technically true. You know, atmospheres and stuff, which they're improving. We need more flora and fauna, but we're getting there. Planet surface generation on client and server at different levels of detail. The cities are very interesting to look at. New Babbage, which we jokingly call New Canada, because it's on a nice world like Hoth. Doing allows for expansive exteriors with interiors, yes, which hopefully we'll get to actually see more of the interior stuff that's coming. This is New Babbage, which is sexy. Location is populated densely with characters and players. Yeah, the NPCs, however, mostly just stand around and look dumb at the moment. Which is something they still need to fix. I also stand around and look dumb. Hi, Matt. Yep, real-time transit systems to take you to the various parts of the city districts or the spaceport. No worries, Matt. No worries. The trains, New Babbage, going to the spaceport. When I play, it doesn't look quite so clean and crisp. That's me. Fully interactable and explorable multi-crew spaceships. These are true. But on several of them. And they can get busy. Especially in combat. The multi-crewed ships are fantastic. The Hammerhead is a beast. I like the Mercury Star Runner, most of the constellations. And several of the other ones. The Corsair is a nice ship, too. Real-time biome generation. This segment is heckin' loud. Into the cave, where you might find minables, loot, enemies. Eventually it's going to be underground zones to explore more fully. Not just the bunkers and the caves. mineral extraction and resource simulation. Wild forests. Ground fog fully integrated into the atmosphere. It does. The rain can get, you know, varying degrees of visibility as well. The planets are expansive. They just need more life. Sunlight shafts through the atmosphere. Yes, it's true. Sometimes. But it is work in progress. River driving, terrain modification, and object distribution. If this didn't run like absolute butts. See, I don't have that problem. It runs pretty smoothly for me. It's gotten better, especially 3.21. 3.21 has been the smoothest it's ever been so far. But then, of course, I always need to do more optimization work. But it's getting there. For an alpha, it's getting there. Generation based on rule sets, yeah. They can generate lots of trees. It's just you need critters. Not just the kinds that shoot you. It'd be nice to go hunting. Because you do need to eat and drink. Winds, driving, physics simulation. I've been knocked over by some of the winds when I've been on certain planets or moons. That has happened. Big gust of wind knocked my character on its ass. A critter. Dynamic ecosystem generation for flora and fauna, which hopefully they'll be expanding. I want some space cows. It'll make the points of interest more interesting to have not just one NPC chilling, but have several, have them doing things and activity and life like this, which we need more of. On the planet. Running on volumetric clouds at planetary scale. Starfield doesn't do that. Seamless transition from ground to space. Assuming you don't get attacked. Drive. Though it doesn't currently look that pretty in the game. It'd be nice if it did. Yellow Moon of Crusader, Stanton 2, Stanton system. Real-time large-scale asteroid generation and rendering for your mining needs. Yep, day-night cycle based on planetary rotation. The planets rotate, and it does change how you can get to other planets based on their orbits. So you may have to take an indirect route to get to another place, just because you have to get around the planet you're on. Crusader's an interesting one with the Cloud City. Platform living in the sky. Orison, capital of Crusader. Daigoji's favorite place to live. Which fortunately they fixed the approach and landing. It used to take forever. There's a Star Runner, I believe. Looks like a Star Runner. Yep. Flying space creatures. I have yet to see those things. Would be nice. We have a 25% upscale right now and getting started. Yeah. Yeah, I know, that's for the Nomad. Nomad's a good starter ship. It's got more cargo space than other starters. I personally prefer the Avenger Titan. Yes, the Drake Cutter. That looks like it looks like the van from Spaceballs. I like that one. I have that one. It's a decent starter ship. It's my favorite for the starters would be the Avenger Titan and then the Cutter. They're both useful. I think the Avenger Titan has more cargo space. We going to Pyro? I think we're going to Pyro. Through the wormhole. Stargate, jump gate thing. Yeah, this is Pyro. What a mess. Fully explorable space stations, streaming on demand. You can land at and do the things. Can you land at the jump ports? I don't think so. It'd be nice if you could, though. Get fueled up, buy some burritos before you go to the next system. Oh yeah, you can too. Pyro, basically the Badlands. Melanin-driven skin shader. Yeah, they do have a diversity of tones. Be nice if they had more tattoos. You can add those tattoos to the game, that would be great. Make them either selectable at creation, or some tattoo shops would be lovely. Just like we need the ramen places and the pizza places to start selling food. Not just burritos and apples and burgers. Pyro's going to be profitable to ship to, but you're going to need escorts because pirates are going to live there. And you know it's going to be a battle around the gate every day till the novelty wears off. Well, exactly. They're going to be blap-tooting each other and salvaging the wrecks, and large-scale battles will draw out the salvagers and box collectors and all the things. Pyro 3. Here we go. Take a look at Pyro 3. Which I'm hoping they had more names to the planets. I don't remember if they do or not. If they have a published list yet or not. Sunshaft occlusion on a planetary scale. The clouds. Lol. Dynamic fire simulation on voxel grids. Yeah, when your ship's damaged and you need to fix stuff. The new engineering classes that are going to come out and component changes. Gonna be fantastic. When everything's on fire, panic! Good. Not good at all. That's when you go into space and start venting areas out. Vent the atmosphere to put the fires out. Yep, clouds causing shadows. Funny how that actually works. Still love the simulation atmosphere this game is going for. Yes. Like, it wants to be a living, breathing universe that people can do the things that they want to do. You know, it's a lofty goal, and we'll see if they actually achieve it in the end, but, you know, the scope is just fantastic. Ambitious, but fantastic. the closer we get to having Pyro, I can't wait until we see Terra. And how that's gonna work. Is Earth gonna be littered with ruins? Or is it gonna be reclamated, or, you know, water simulation on Decals? Oh. Outposts and whatnot. Gonna have generated prefab pieces and collectibles so they can build them faster and easier. Give more variety to the outposts, hopefully. Water effects. I've never gotten that close to water in the game because I know I will crash and I will die. I need to improve my piloting skills. I also need a ship that can do that. I've been focused on the industrial side of things. Physics-based destruction. Yep, things are destructible. Mayhem ensues. Bloop. Blub, 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 blub. Real-time cloth simulation. They need more variety of clothing too. And what is this showing? New features incoming? It's kind of showing off the engine and the capabilities and all the things in between and kind of the scope of the game. So a bit of everything. And yeah, Pyro's not out yet, so it's a whole new star system that's coming to be announced. In progress. But everything we're seeing is supposed to be out within the next... Everything we're going to see during CitizenCon over the next day, 2 days, whatever, is supposed to be coming in the next 12 months. StarEngine. Hey, Mark. But this was basically to show off the capabilities of the engine, more than anything else. I'd probably rather be at CitizenCon than TwitchCon myself.
I think that sequence holds the record for the longest spline in the history of computer games. I think we're close to 1 billion kilometers traveled during that whole sequence. So hats off to the engine team and supported by our cinematic artists that put it together. I also need to call out Pedro Camacho's music, which is always beautiful and sets the scene so well. And it's pretty stunning to think that hopefully from this video, and we're going to go into some of the new features later on in more detail, and you'll see actually better representations of some of the simulation that was happening there. But it's pretty amazing to think that all that happens inside the engine seamlessly without switching, loading screens, or anything else. You can go from down up close to a blade of grass all the way out, looking at a whole planet, to moving to another star system. And that's actually one of the hardest things to do, especially when you do it at the scale we do online with that level of physical simulation, with hundreds of players, thousands of AI running around. It's hats off to our tech guys who are going to be coming up and talking about what they're doing. Now, obviously, some of the things in here aren't in the current live build of Star Citizen.
You think?
Like, for instance, at the very beginning, I don't know if you noticed the conductor with the hair blowing and the tails blowing. That's all simulated in real time, and we'll talk about it on the physics part of the upcoming speech. But I'm going to turn the stage over to the core technology group to talk about some of all this new tech that you just saw and go into more detail. And we'll be rolling into Star Citizen over the next 12 months or so. And some of it, like some of the new cloud stuff, will actually come in 3.22, which is great. But before I do this, I wanted to introduce Benoit Beautresor, who, as a lot of you know, Turbulent have been our long-term partners here in Star Citizen since the end of 2012. And they built our web platform and our digital distribution platform, and a few years ago started to help us on developing the game. We have almost about 100 game developers in Montreal, because Montreal is a great place for game developing talent. And this year we brought Turbulent into the fold of CIG, and they're now fully part of CIG. So this July they joined us, and Benoit, who is the Chief Technical Officer of Turbulent, has now become the Chief Technical Officer of Cloud Imperium.